Hey guys, it's Duct Tape Susie, and this is going to be the pencil pouch tutorial that everybody has been asking me for. So these are the things that you're going to need to make this pencil pouch. You're going to need 1 to 2 different rolls or colors or patterns of tape, a zipper, some sort of scissors or X-Acto knife, a ruler, and a staple gun. Make sure you have plenty of staples before starting so that way you don't run out halfway through. So those are the things. Let's get that ready and we'll start. Okay, so for this first section of making your pencil pouch, you're going to measure your zipper. Mine happens to be the full length, including the little ends with the frayed ends, happen to be a little over 8 inches. So I cut my tape to be 8 1/4 of an inch. So you want it to be the exact length, including your little frays. My zipper happens to be a 7-inch, but it has the 1/2 inch extras on the end. So whatever measurement your zipper is the size of tape you're going to want to cut. So you're actually going to need 2 of these. What you're doing is building a fabric, which happens to be a little over 4 inches. So you're going to take 2 pieces of your pattern color, and then you're going to take 1 more piece of the same length of your pattern, and then just cut it in half lengthwise, and add it to your bottom so that way you have an even 4 inches. I like to go about 4 1/4 inch. And then what you're going to do is just flip that over. Whoops. And now you're going to cover the inside with your inside color. Mine happens to be pink. So once again, you're going to need 2 of those of the same size length as you did your front panels. And you're just going to continue making your fabric until it's completely covered. So you're going to need 3 strips of this. And you're just going to cut the third one in half lengthwise. And then the other half to use for your second panel. So just continue covering this up until it's completely covered, like that, and you have 1 panel. Now trim off your edges here and make a second one. So you'll just do the exact same thing and use your leftover half strips that you made for your front panel and your back side of it for your second panel. And then we'll put the zipper together. Okay, by now you should have both of your panels done, and they should measure, if you're using the exact same size zipper I am, then your measurements should be 8 1/4 of an inch in length and 4 1/4 of an inch in width. If your zipper is a different size, then just make sure that your panel is the same size as your zipper. So now you're going to set those aside, and you're going to cut the color of the inside of your, which mine is pink, the inside of your panel, and you're going to cut 1 strip and you cut it down lengthwise. And you're going to make it the same size as your zipper once again. So as you can see, mine's already cut in half. There's 1 piece here, and I already have 1 piece set aside. You're just going to put those 2 pieces aside for right now. And you're going to grab one of your panels. And this is the important part when doing this, making sure that your zipper is facing the right way, because otherwise you're going to have to tear it all apart and redo it. So this is very important. Make sure that your zipper is facing downward. So this part of the zipper, where you unzip it at, should be upside down, like that. And now all you're going to do is get out your staple gun, and we're going to staple right down the edge of this, right here. And meanwhile, making sure that our zipper is facing downward. So you're just going to go down that. You kind of want to be careful where you put your staples at. You don't want to put it too close to the zipper, otherwise it's going to be really weird. You kind of want to keep it all at the same size. So as you can see, like right here, if I were to flip it over afterwards, it would be facing right way up. So continue stapling down the front of that. If you have any loose staples like that, pull them out and then just restaple it. You don't want any loose staples. And if you feel like some of the places didn't get enough staples, just go ahead and go back through to those areas. Okay, I'm just making sure that my staples are in there nice and tight. And now what you're going to do is take one of those strips that you cut in half, which is whatever your inside color is. You're going to take one of those half strips and you're going to lay it right down on your zipper, just covering your staples. And make sure you press down on it really good. Peel it up. And now you're just going to fold over this where your staples are. I mean, be careful, you don't want to fold too far in because you're taking out some of your measurements here. So as you can see already, you have your first part of your zipper done. So we're going to go ahead and do the second part. Okay, now you're going to grab your second panel and you're going to face it upward. Your design for your outside should be facing upward. And you're going to place this panel you just stapled the zipper to down so your inside color is facing upward. Now once again, your zipper is going to be upside down. So you shouldn't be able to open it from this side, it'll be underneath. And just make sure that you have your zipper facing downward, otherwise you're going to probably have to tear it apart and redo it. So that is an important factor. And now all we're going to do is line it up to this bottom panel where you see the pattern color underneath, and we're just going to staple it all the way down. So if I get out of camera angle, I am really sorry. I like to staple, if this helps any, I like to staple down the first and last, or the two ends first, so it kind of guides you and it doesn't try to get away from you. I'm trying to do it where you can see some light. Oops. And then I like to go through and make sure all my staples are nicely in there so there's none poking out. And now you're just going to grab that second piece of tape that you had from earlier that you cut lengthwise, and you're going to do the same thing here. You're just going to place it over your staples like that. Press down, and then you're going to peel it up, and we're going to do the same thing here. We're just going to fold over this top part here where your staples are. And now you can see you have your zipper already put in. And you're just going to clean up the sides by cutting off your little edges if you have any sticky there. And as you can see, you have that part on. Now we can just continue putting the rest of it together. Let me cut off my edges here just to make sure it's nice and clean. Okay. So on this part here, you're just going to flip it inside out like that, and we're going to staple right down the sides, starting at the zipper here. And you're going to do the same thing to this side. Just staple it down. And I know I have some tape showing here, but you're not going to see it, so that's fine. Okay, now that you have those two stapled, before you fold them over, I need you to open it up like this. Reach in there and grab your zipper. and unzip it. To finish making this, you have to make sure your zipper is undone at the top. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to flip it inside out when it's time. So make sure your zipper is open. And now you're going to need some more of your inside color tape. And you're just going to do the side, which is a little over 4 inches. So it'd be 4 1/4 inch. I'll try going this way with it. And you're going to cut that in half lengthwise. Take one strip. Set the other one aside for now. What I'd like to do is face it onto the flat head part of these staples. So you're just going to cover that part up, half on, half off, and you're going to fold it. I should probably do it this way so you can see what I'm talking about. Just going to fold it onto itself like that. And if you have any leftover tape like that, you can go ahead and trim that off. And now you're going to do the same thing to this side. I like to make sure, once again, you have the flat ends. Take that piece of tape you had, put half on and half off. And you're going to fold it over. I'll show you from this angle this time. So like that. And once again, if you have any tape over the edges here, just go ahead and trim that off. I'm just going to trim off the edges on the bottom here. Okay, so I'm really sorry about that. The last part got cut off. So basically what you were doing was just folding over the edge of that piece of tape on it. And what, if I didn't mention it already because I got cut off, I can't remember where I was at, you want to go inside this area right here and open up your zipper. So you should have your zipper open on this end, but you can't open it from the outside here because it's upside down. So you have to go through the bottom here and open up your zipper completely, make sure it's open. Otherwise you're not going to be able to turn it inside right afterwards, because this is being made inside out. So now what you're going to do, once you make sure your zipper is open, if you don't open your zipper beforehand, you'll have to tear apart this whole bottom in order to open it up. So please make sure your zipper is open there. And now, since you can see it, mine kind of got a little off right here. So I could either, one, trim this part off, or I can just start stapling right up here. So that's what I'm going to do, is I'm just going to staple from up here all the way across. So this is the bottom, and I'm just going to run my stapler right down there and staple. And if you're not sure whether or not you got both pieces, you can always look from this angle to make sure you got it all. And as you can see, I did. So if you're not sure if this is going to be enough staples, you can always go back along it again, but this should be just enough. So now you're just going to take another piece of tape that is the same as your inside color. And you want it to be the same length as your pencil pouch. So at this point, it looks like it is about 3, 6, 7 and a half after you've folded in your edges. And you're just going to place half of your tape on your staples, like that. You're going to fold it up and fold it over onto itself. So you're going to be folding up the bottom part, folding over to the point to where your staples are right here. So I'll show you from this angle. And you just place your tape down, make sure it's stuck on there very nicely. And now the trick is to turn it inside out. So you're just going to start by pulling it up and pushing out your ends. you want to push out your corners. Sometimes it's easier just to place it downward and push out your corners this way. So that's probably the trickiest part, other than the zipper. The zipper can be very tricky. So now that you have it all folded in the right way, you can zip it up. And as you see, you have your pencil pouch. So it does have the creases on the side, which make it look like it is sewn. And yeah, it's fully functioning zipper, and you have plenty of room in there. You can actually even build like a little pocket on the inside here to put your school ID on it, or you can do that on the outside. Just place your card plastic outside and do it for your student ID if that's what you want to do. But otherwise, there is your tutorial for your pencil pouch. I hope this tutorial was helpful, and if so, please click the like button down below. And if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. And if you have any questions or concerns, you can comment down below, and I will try to answer them as frequently as possible. So yeah, that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.